So a part of your this paper is on computational biology. You had in the first part you had biostatistics, which Zarka madam possibly has finished everything. No, so now we will be discussing about computational biology. So do any of you have any idea of what a computer is? What is a computer? Computer কাকে বলে? বলো উত্তর দাও।
স্যার একটা মেশিন যেটাতে আমরা যে কোনো কাজকে ক্যালকুলেটিং বা অন্য যে কোনো রেকর্ড কোনো জিনিস রেকর্ড রাখা বা কোনো ক্যালকুলেশন বা আরো অনেক কাজকে ইজিলি করতে পারি, যেটার মধ্যে হার্ডওয়্যার সফটওয়্যার এগুলো প্রেজেন্ট থাকে।
Partially you are correct, but a better answer would be আমি এক্ষুনি শেয়ার করছি, আমার হোয়াইট বোর্ডটা খুলছি। আমি এখনো শেয়ার করিনি, তাই তোমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছ না। Now I'll be sharing my whiteboard. Whiteboard দেখতে পাচ্ছ? Are you able to see my whiteboard?
Yes, sir.
So the word, what do you mean by computer? So the answer is it is a machine. देखिए ढुकेছে, দেখি ঢোকাই। It is definitely a machine. This is right. What does this machine do? It takes in input. So you can put your data inside it. So there is an important component is input. So if you have seen a computer, one input device is your keyboard, mouse. Then right now I am using my computer screen, touch screen. I am putting my data. So you have lots of input devices. Touch screen is there. Then you have graphical tablets. So these are all input devices. Now these these input devices, they send information to a central processing unit. They send information, and that is known as the CPU. Now this CPU, actually you can divide the CPU into several sections. One section which performs arithmetic, one section performs logic, another section is storage, and there is many people call another section as a memory register. So the information which you send from the input, it first goes to the register. The register then, if required, it takes information from the storage. Then this is sent, the command is sent to the logic and arithmetic unit. By arithmetic unit, you mean an unit which has got essentially it can do additions, subtractions, multiplication, the sign is star, division, it does raised to the power double star, and these are essentially what you are they are known as arithmetic operators. Clear so far? Yes, no, bolo.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes,
you
sir.
know what an arithmetic unit is, and you know what a memory register is. A memory register is like a register. You give an information, this register immediately takes up information and sends it to the right place inside a inside the CPU. Then there you have the logical unit. What it does is it essentially compares data. It essentially compares data. If one value is greater than another value, second value, or less than it, it compares two data. So this the you have a arithmetic unit and a logical unit where there is a comparison done, and you know that there is a storage unit. This storage unit can be your hard drive, HDD, or standard SD drives, SDD. Currently, they use this SD drives, modern days. It could be your CD drive, rather CD. CD drive is the input device. In former days, they used to use floppy drives. Nowadays, we have got a place known as cloud. The famous one which you use every day is Boloki. Name one cloud
Sir,
drive.
Google,
Huh?
Google,
Google Drive.
Google Drive.
Apart from that, Microsoft uses OneDrive. You have Dropbox. You have TerraBox. Formerly, it was called as DoBox. You have Mega Cloud Storage. There are lots nowadays, tons and tons of cloud storage units. So nowadays, but the most commonly one is people use nowadays are still external hard drives. But cloud has become taken up equal importance. Everybody saves data in cloud. Even I was surprised to find that Telegram also has its own server. Own cloud. Oppo has its own cloud. So basically, they provide storage facilities. So this information, after processing, they are sent to or process data. It is sent to output devices. The Now, what are the output devices? You know, can you বলতে পারো? What are output devices? একটা output device.
Monitor.
Monitor জায়গায় I'm using the word display. Any other output device? Any other output device?
স্যার সাউন্ড বক্স যেগুলো হয়।
Sound box. I would say that speaker. Any other?
Printer.
Printer. Very good. Okay, then a question can come. Name a device which acts both as input and output. বলতে পারো? Which device acts both as input and output?
স্ক্যানার প্রিন্টার যেগুলো হয়।
Which device acts both as input and output device? বলো?
স্যার স্ক্যানার প্রিন্টার।
Scanner is an input device.
Sir, port. USB port.
USB port can be good, but it is not a device, it's a port. Your mobile screen. Right now you are using it. It's acting as both as input as well as an output device. Or my computer touch screen. I'm writing on top of my computer. So this question, you can expect this question coming. Okay, now let us get back to এই স্লাইডটা দেখতে পাচ্ছ?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
Okay. Hardware and software. So now we know that here I missed out one point, a very important component. A very important component, very important is your software. So we were always talking over here about hardware. The CPU runs through software. The basic computers have got a system known as operating system. Can you name 2 operating systems?
স্যার একটু উইন্ডোজ।
একটা উইন্ডোজ আর একটা
মাইক্রোসফট।
Microsoft is not an operating system. Microsoft is a Windows. Windows made by Microsoft.
লিনাক্স।
Linux. Linux is definitely. Do you know any Linux distro? Linux has got many varieties. Can you name any Linux variety? কেউ বলতে পারো লাইনাক্স এর কি কি দুটো ডিস্ট্রোর নাম বলো? তোমরা কি নাম শুনেছ? উবুন্টু, উবুন্টুর নাম শুনেছ? Yes, no? Hello?
No, sir.
হ্যাঁ, উবুন্টুর নাম শুনেছো? ইটস আ ডিস্ট্রো অফ লাইনাক্স। তাছাড়া আরেকটা অপারেটিং সিস্টেমের নাম বলো, ভেরি পপুলার ইন দ্য ওয়ার্ল্ড, মোস্টলি সে ইউজড ইন আমেরিকা, খুব বেশি আমেরিকাতে ইউজ করা হয়। আইফোন ওই কোম্পানি থেকে তৈরি হয়, আইফোন।
ম্যাক।
Exactly, Macintosh. This is a very popular operating system. It was developed by Steve Jobs. Windows was developed by K. Bill Gates. Linux was discovered by Linus Torvalds. এদের সব নামগুলো মনে রাখবে। A computer system is made up of a combination of hardware and software. Okay, so what are hardwares? All of the electronic and mechanical equipments in a computer are called hardware. Clear? Jeracom, what are the hardware? The first thing is you have a inside the CPU you have a motherboard. On the motherboard, the different components like hard drive, hard disk is attached, RAM is attached, power supply is attached, the processor is attached, there is a case, monitor, keyboard, mouse. These are all hardwares. Software. Software is used to describe computer programs that perform a task or task on a computer system. এবারে সফটওয়্যারের দু রকম সফটওয়্যার রয়েছে। First is a system software. We had talked about system software now. Operating systems and utility programs, they are the most common. So what is the operating system? The operating system starts the computer, provides the user interfaces, manages the computer memory, manages storage, manages security, and provides networking and internet facilities, to mention a few of its capabilities. মানে মোটামুটি the whole running of a computer system is through this operating system. Example, SUSE Linux একটা রয়েছে, Windows রয়েছে, and this is Macintosh. Windows is by far the most. এখন হচ্ছে Windows 11 এর যুগ. I am using Windows 11 at the moment. I had also installed Linux in this computer, but I have removed it because I don't feel I need two operating systems here. I use Linux on a different system. Now, what are utility programs? They do the maintenance task on the computer system. File management program, uninstall programs, disk scanners, defragmenters, backup, utility. Okay, name one antivirus program. Name one antivirus program. তো বলতে পারো অ্যান্টিভাইরাসের প্রোগ্রাম বলো। হ্যালো, শুনতে পাচ্ছ?
হ্যাঁ স্যার। স্যার ক্যাসপার কি একটা হবে কি?
ক্যাসপার স্কাই, রাইট। Kaspersky this is an antivirus. AVG antivirus, antiwire, এটা আর McAfee, Big Defender, These are all essentially antivirus programs. আচ্ছা একটা ডিফ্র্যাগমেন্টারের নাম বলতে পারো? Any what is a defragmenter? What does it do? Whiteboard এ যাচ্ছি. What is the function of a defragmenter program? What is the function of a defragmenter program? Can anybody of you tell? একই না বলো, জানো না তো বলো জানো না.
না স্যার।
So when you save data, data is saved in a hard drive. It's a memory chip. There are several small এরকম করে অনেক small sectors. I am drawing very poorly. There are very small sectors. In these sectors, in binary codes, data is stored. So whenever when it is stored, it is all fragmented. One single data, maybe it's a file or it's a word file. That word file is spread in several places all over the memory. But if it is all fragmented. Data stored in hard drive is fragmented. So one file can, parts of one file, I would say, be in different places. So what happens to when this file is being retrieved, the computer has to bring in the data from the memory from different places. So what does this defragmenter do? This defragmenter brings all the fragments in one place. It's compacted. Right? Clear?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
The famous file is Windows defragmenter. Another thing is file management software, utility software. File management software is your Windows Explorer. It lists all your file and folders. Folders. This is a file management software. It is listing. I go to downloads. You see all my files have been listed according to time and everything, so that I don't have to search very it won't be a problem for me to search. Then there are things known as device drivers. They are programs that control particular hardware devices. For example, your mouse, it has got a driver. The Wi-Fi which you are using, there is a driver. This driver is nothing, it's a program or software. Then you have lots of application software. Like I'm using Microsoft Whiteboard, I'm using GMT. So you have a lot of application softwares present. Now there is another term nowadays they are using that is known as productivity suite. Like your Microsoft 365 productivity suite. Office 365, yeah, in that particular, this, for example, this Office Professional, you will have Excel, PowerPoint, Word, and different other softwares. All lots of these softwares. Outlook Express, then Microsoft Notes. You have got lots of these. Then you have creative Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, Adobe InDesign. For example, I can show Adobe. This is in Adobe Photoshop. What do? You actually you have got Adobe Acrobat DC. You read PDF. Adobe Acrobat Distiller. You edit PDFs. You have Adobe Illustrator. You make diagrams over here with Adobe. This is an Adobe Illustrator which I'm opening. You can make lots of diagrams using Adobe Illustrator. Then you know Adobe Photoshop. Everybody knows Photoshop. You work with images. So, for example, if you make a new Adobe illustration, for example, when I'm writing books, I make my diagrams. I draw my diagram using Adobe Illustrator. I also use Inkscape. Both are the same graphical programs. Anyway, it's taking a lot of time. I'll continue with my class. I'll show you after this class. Now we are coming to we have already gone through the PC components. So you have input devices. These devices are used to get data into the computer system. You have processing devices. These manipulate the data using a set of instructions called a program. So what is a program? Program is a set of instructions. It's a set of instructions. A program is a set of instructions given to CPU to process data. That is a program. It's a script. This set of instructions, another word for this is a script. A particular typical script is, for example, a very famous language which we use is R. It's a statistical program. I'm trying to open this R over here. Here R has opened. I use normally Art Studio. So say this is a complicated, let's do this. This is a particular program which we made. So for example, I give it, I need to say A is equal to say 5. Now A is equal to 5. I give this program this information A is equal to 5 to the computer, and then I say print A. This is a command which I give to the computer. I run this. It has printed 5 over here. Or I can say give an arithmetic operation. Print A into A. That is what 5 into 5. It is giving an output of 25. So basically you are giving a set. This is what I'm writing over here is a script, and this is the output which you are getting in the console. Yeah. So you can use, but these are other formulas. You may not need this. This is a small program which I've made, but so this is what you mean by a program, or it's a set of script which you have written. You have output devices. They are used to get data out of a computer system. Then you have storage devices. They can store the data for use at a later stage. You have communication devices. Right now we are using our computers and mobiles as communication devices. Even your mobile is a very strong computer. So do you know all these, the main parts of a computer? This is the CPU, system unit. I would like, nowadays it's a better way to call it as unit. This is a mouse. এটা কি? What is 3 নম্বরটা কি বলো কেউ?
Keyboard.
Keyboard, very good. 5 নম্বরটা কি?
Speaker.
Speaker.
And what is 2 নম্বর?
Monitor.
Monitor. এখন টাইম লাগলো? বাবা, তোমরা সব জেনে গেছো কম্পিউটারে। আর কি পড়াবো? You people know everything. So now we are talking about the system unit of the CPU. The system unit is the main container for system devices. এর মধ্যে আছে motherboard, CPU, processor, memory, disk drive, expansion card, ports, USB, power supply. এর ভেতরে দেখলে কম্পিউটারের ভেতরে you will see all these things. Plotter ফটার এগুলো তোমার দরকার নেই. These are peripheral devices. Peripheral হচ্ছে monitor, keyboard, mouse, speaker, printer, plotter, scanner. These are peripheral devices. They are devices that connect to the system unit using cable or wireless technology.
Sir, plotter টা কি?
Plotter হচ্ছে গ্রাফ প্লট করছে ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং ডায়াগ্রামের মধ্যে সব আমি অত ইউজ করিনি প্লটার, কিন্তু ওসব ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং ড্রয়িংস ফয়িংস বের করলে ওদের মানে তুমি একটা গ্রাফ বানাতে চাও, হ্যাঁ, তো তোমার একটা স্ট্যান্ডার্ড কার্ভ বানাচ্ছে, সেই স্ট্যান্ডার্ড কার্ভটা প্লটার দিয়ে টাক 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 করে বেরিয়ে আসবে, লাইক আ প্রিন্টার, গ্রাফটাকে প্লট করে বেরোবে তোমার।
আচ্ছা স্যার।
মানে তুমি ইনপুটটা দিলে ডেটাটা গ্রাফটা প্লট হয়ে বেরোবে তোমার।
আচ্ছা
ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং এতে বেশি ইউজ হয়, আমাদের অত ইউজ হয় না। এবারে হোয়াট ইজ দ্য প্রসেসর, দ্য মেইন সিপিইউ, এই যে ইট লুকস লাইক দিস ইজ অ্যান এএমডি প্রসেসর। Apart from AMD Ryzen এর থেকে you have got this Intel processors also. যেরকম nowadays আমারটা হচ্ছে i3, এর থেকেও অ্যাডভান্সড আসছে i5। আবার there are generations of processors, 11 generations of প্রত্যেকটা প্রসেসর রয়েছে। You have this AMD processors. What is it? It is an integrated circuit. IC. What is an integrated circuit? Circuit is just a board which has got lots of NPN, PNP, PNN, NPN, all different types of superconductors attached. Basically, these superconductors, they communicate through binary code. Binary code means ki 0 or 1. When electricity hits, it comes as 1. When there is no electricity, it is 0. So it is read into just only 0 and 1s are read. So even a small a can be read as 0 1 0 0 0 0 1 1 1 0 1. So basically a small thing like this, it actually hypothetically boli, this even a is not read as a, it is read as this binary code. So the computer can only understand binary code, 0 or 1. That's the electricity fluctuation. So even an A, B, or any logical operation, so you can imagine the amount of zeros and ones which are there for all the data which we are doing. This data, I'm talking and you're receiving, you're talking and I'm listening. So the tons and zeros and ones are working through our computer chips. You must appreciate where we have gone, how we have developed. একটা 0 আর একটা 1 কিছুই না, বাট এই 0 আর 1 এরই খেলা পুরোটা। It's not a single chip, silicon chip. In future they are trying to develop DNA chips. Here in binary code you are using 0 1, you are limited to binary. In DNA you have 4 nucleotides, A, T, G, C. So they will be it will be tertiary use. So you'll have 4 codes instead of 2 codes. The size will again shrink. So they're trying to use DNA as code. Our body uses DNA as code. Now they're trying to put a computer with a DNA code. So data is going to be processed in terms of a tertiary code or ternary code. A, T, G, and C are going to be the different nucleotides. Instead of they'll be used, they'll be giving different electrical conductivity, and based on that, this computer. So this is still in development. The main problem of having DNA chips is we cannot evaporate these particular nucleotides onto a nanoparticle chip. That is the problem. But they are working, and some people are reporting progress. Once it's there, the whole, maybe a supercomputer can come into a finger. A little pen like this will contain all the information of the world. Something like this they are trying to develop. As we had discussed, you have got arithmetic operations, logical instructions, and move operations. What are move operations? You are trying to copy one file from one folder to another. So you're moving one file to another file. This is the move instructions inside the computer. Nowadays we have got move instructions which go into the cloud. So the speed of the processor is measured in megahertz. 1 hertz is 1 oscillation, up and down. 1 oscillation is 1 hertz. So 1 fluctuation is 1 hertz. So when you are talking in 1 megahertz, 1 million clock ticks every second. So can you imagine the speed? 1 megahertz. My computer has got a 3 gigahertz speed. One clock tick every second is one hertz. So there is one gigahertz got 1 billion clock ticks every second. My computer has got 3 billion clock ticks per second. So can you imagine the speed? Therefore, we are talking real time. So this is how fast things go in a computer. This means that if one instruction was executed every clock tick, a 3 gigahertz processor could execute 3 billion instructions every second. Every second I can give it 3 billion instructions. 3 billion times I can press a key in a second. This computer is going to process it. So I stop my class over here. Next day we will be talking about, we will start on the basics of of programming. Then we have got C programming in your syllabus. We will be talking about how to do programming in C. So these are the basic component parts. All these notes have been given to you. Or the Intel AMD processors, I have talked about all these things. Basically, I've already talked in before. This is just a note. Then, okay, one thing which I've missed, which I'll do the next day. What is RAM and what is ROM? Random access memory and what is ROM? Read-only memory. What is the difference between these RAM and ROM? We will talk about it in the next day. So do you people have got any questions? Please feel free to ask. Naki, have you all gone to sleep?
স্যার ওই নাইফাই ড্রাইভারটা যেখানে বলছিলেন, নাইফাই ড্রাইভার কিছু একটা বলেন, ওটা একবার বলবেন?
কি ড্রাইভার?
স্যার ওই
Wi-Fi driver.
নাইফাই
নাইফাই না,
নাইফাই না
ওয়াইফাই।
এরকম।
ওয়াইফাই,
ও
ওয়াইফাই।
আচ্ছা
ওয়াইফাই,
আচ্ছা স্যার,
ওয়াইফাই। আজকাল
হুম
ওয়াইফাই এর যুগে
বুঝেছি।
ওয়াইফাই শোনোনি?
না না স্যার, আমি ওটা ভুল দেখেছি তাহলে।
আজকাল একটা ওই তো তোমাদের ওই এটা দিয়েছি, ওই গলগি কমপ্লেক্স কে ওয়াইফাই বলে লেবেল করে দিয়েছে। ছবি এঁকেছে সেলে, তার মধ্যে গলগি কমপ্লেক্সে, ওটা কি গলগি কমপ্লেক্সটা ওরকম করে দেখতে লেগেছিল, ওটাকে ওয়াইফাই বলে ডেকে দিয়েছে। ওয়াইফাই এখন খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট জিনিস। আমি এখন আমার মোবাইল থেকে হটস্পট করে ওয়াইফাই করে আমি তোমাদেরকে ক্লাস নিচ্ছি কলেজ থেকে। এটাকে চালানোর জন্য একটা ড্রাইভার থাকে which runs this ওয়াইফাই। একটা প্রোগ্রাম আছে, সেট অফ ইনস্ট্রাকশনস, সেট অফ স্ক্রিপ্টস। স্ক্রিপ্টসটা তুমি দেখলে, আর এর স্ক্রিপ্ট দেখলে কিভাবে আর স্ক্রিপ্টটা তৈরি হচ্ছে। আবার আরটা খুলে গেল দেখাতে গিয়ে, ক্লিক করে গেছে। সো কোয়েশ্চেনস, আর কিছু কোয়েশ্চেনস আছে? নেই? তবে আজকে আমি কাটি তাহলে। তোমরা কি
স্যার
ঘুমিয়ে
নেক্সট
পড়েছো? নেক্সট ডে
স্যার
আমি
নেক্সট
বলে
তাহলে
দিচ্ছি। নেক্সট ডেতে র্যাম রমটা করবো, তারপরে একটু বেসিক্স অফ হোয়াট ইজ আ প্রোগ্রাম ওটা করাতে হবে তোমাদের। আর একটু তোমাদের লিনাক্স কম্পিউটারটা নিয়ে আসবো, সেদিন আমি লাইনাক্স সিস্টেমটা, অপারেটিং সিস্টেমটা দেখাতে হবে তোমাদের। লাইনাক্স আর
ঠিক আছে।
উইন্ডোজটা তো তোমরা সব মোটামুটি জানো। লাইনাক্স অপারেটিং সিস্টেমের সম্বন্ধে কিভাবে চলছে সেটা তোমাদের বোঝাতে হবে। ম্যাক দরকার নেই, ম্যাকিনটশ অত কিছু দরকার নেই, তোমাদের যে কোনো একটা অপারেটিং সিস্টেম সম্বন্ধে একটু ব্রিফ আইডিয়াস জানতে হবে কিভাবে কাজ করছে। তো উইন্ডোজেতে যেরকম উইন্ডোজ টার্মিনালটা মানে যেটা কমান্ড প্রম্পট বলে, ইট ইজ নট দ্যাট সুটেবল। লিনাক্সেতে কমান্ড প্রম্পট ইজ মানে যেটা রয়েছে ওটাকে টার্মিনাল বলে ওরা। টার্মিনাল থেকেই তুমি পুরো কম্পিউটারের সব কাজ করতে পারো। ইট ইজ ভেরি কনভিনিয়েন্ট। তুমি ফোল্ডার এখান থেকে ওখানে সরাতে পারো, তুমি এখান থেকে তুমি অনেক কিছু, অনেক স্ক্রিপ্ট লিখতে পারো টার্মিনালের মধ্যে বসে। হ্যাঁ, সেই স্ক্রিপ্টটাকে তুমি রান করতে পারো টার্মিনালেতে। একটা সফটওয়্যার খুলে যাবে, সফটওয়্যার চালানো বন্ধ করা সবকিছু ওখান থেকে করা যায়। তোমাদের একটা কোয়েশ্চেন আমি দিয়ে যাচ্ছি, ওয়ান কোয়েশ্চেন ফর অল অফ ইউ ইজ হোয়াট ইজ ইন্টারনেট। পরের দিন আমি জিজ্ঞেস করবো, ট্রাই টু ফাইন্ড আউট হোয়াট ইজ ইন্টারনেট, ওয়্যার ইজ দ্য ডেটা ফ্রম ইন্টারনেট স্টোর। এই যে আমরা কথাগুলো ক্লাউডে স্টোর করছি, ওয়্যার ইজ দিস ক্লাউড? এইগুলো একটু তোমরা হোমওয়ার্ক হিসেবে একটু মানে জেনে এসো, আমরা ডিসকাস করবো ওটা নিয়ে, ঠিক আছে?
ওকে স্যার।
ওকে, বাকিরা সব ঘুমিয়ে পড়েছে, একমাত্র নব